Hey, this is Ryan Tube YouTube, and this is a continuation from my video earlier today. Right now we go over to Xi Jinping's speech, where Xi Jinping said his nation would strengthen the intellectual property for foreign access to China's market, and he could significantly lower tariffs and taxes. Trump is thankful for the words, and it's possible that tariffs between both nations will stop as they currently in a trade war. Now, Black Panther has now made around 1.346 billion, and is currently ninth behind The Last Jedi. Justice League is at 657.9 million. Ready Player One has around 582 million. One has 300 million. Pacific Rim Uprising and Tomb Raider have 290s. A Wrinkle in Time has like 130. LA Man has 50, and Rampage has around 425. And in the Chinese Grand Prix, Vettel was in pit position and leads overall, with Hamilton being second. And Manchester City has won the Premier League. In the next bit of news, Macron addressed a joint session of Congress as part of his 3 days with Trump. And they're getting rid of the nuclear war on the Korean Peninsula with a peace agreement between North Korea and South Korea. And improving relations with Moon Jae-in and Kim Jong-un. It's the first formal meeting in more than 10 years since the ceasefire in the Korean War in 1953. They have only held 2 summits before this one, and high stakes are in as the groundwork for the meeting with Trump and Kim Jong-un for June 12th, for the first time ever that the two leaders have ever sat down in the Blue House, or in the southern side of the Korean Peninsula. In movies this week, Black Panther has now made $1.346 billion and has overtaken The Last Jedi and is 9th worldwide of all time. Ready Player One has around 582 million, as well as Rampage, which has made around 425 million. Pacific Rim Uprising has 290, Long Tomb Raider, which also has like 290. A Wrinkle in Time has 124 million, and Early Man, 100 million actually, has around 50 million. And Avengers Infinity War has now made 2.044 billion. And Azerbaijan's Grand Prix is on Sunday, 29th, 27th. Who will win? Ricciardo Daniel won the Chinese Grand Prix, and Vettel leads overall. Our Man City leads in the Premier League. Okay, then, next page of the story. The Kilauea volcano has been erupting for 2 weeks. Almost 2,000 residents have been evacuated as dozens of homes are destroyed by lava. 12 miles away from the crater, ash plumes cover an explosive eruption occur. Scientists expect more in the days ahead, along with new lava flows. $2.9 million cost and damage, and there have been 18 fissures so far, miles away from the crater. It's the biggest eruption since 1924. And the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem opened on Monday. Trump and the Israel Prime Minister support the opening of the U.S. Assembly in Jerusalem. However, investigations and protests were also on the same day. They oppose it. It was the most violent since 2014. And the historic summit between North Korea and U.S. could be stopped before it happens. There's talks for Wednesday. North Korea is angry at South Korea and U.S. holding its annual Air Force drills. Hawaii is under a red alert for the major eruption, and ashes are getting more and more intense, as geologists don't know why or when it will stop. Even cruise ships are avoiding Hawaii, as 37 buildings are destroyed by the lava, and the lake is dropping, leading officials to become concerned about the major eruption. More than 20 fissures as of time being, and outbreaks of Ebola have been spreading to lots of more than 1.2 million people living used to be in a rural area. 44 cases in Congo City with 23 dead. Who says that fact that it's spreading is concerning? Avengers Infinity War has 2.044 billion, which is the fourth highest grossing film of all time. Ready Player One is made now $582 million, and it is currently the fourth highest grossing film of 2018. I think it's now moved down quite a bit, but I have to check again. Rampage has now made like 425 million, and it's the 10th highest grossing film of 2018. Pacific Rim Uprising has made 219 million, along with A Wrinkle in Time making 130 million. LA Man has made 50 million and will go on to DVD on the 22nd of May. Deadpool 2 came out on the 18th of May with an 84% on Rotten Potatoes and Tomatoes. It has an R rating is from Fox Movies, as Disney has finally bought Fox. And Deadpool 2 has currently made around 731 million. Solo, a Soy Wars story, also came out and has made 388 million, which is the worst for a Star Wars film. Came out on May the 25th with 71% on Rotten Potatoes and Rotten Tomatoes. Now here, the next page. Trump says Britain is in turmoil, and during his summit to sue the EU. And Trump invites Putin to the White House. Meanwhile, San Diego Comic-Con is going on, and the Thai boys return home from the hospital. Avengers Infinity War has now made $2.044 billion, and its fourth highest grossing film of all time. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom has made $1.235 billion, and is the third highest grossing film of 2018. Incredibles 2 has now made $996 million, and is the fourth highest grossing film of all time. Of 2018, my bad, not all time. Deadpool 2 with $731 million is the fifth highest grossing film of 2018. Star Wars Solo, a Soy Wars story, has made $388 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp has made $362. Transylvania Summer Vacation has made around $262 million. Skyscraper has now made around $220. Mamma Mia 2 Here We Go Again has made $120 million. And Mission Impossible Fallout has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is crazy, and it's coming out on July the 27th, and has already made $150 million. Comcast pulls out of the fight between Fox and Disney. Dun dun dun. And the German Grand Prix happens, with Lewis Hamilton snatching away the lead and the title, and he wins. Another page left to go. Finishing up, Tomb Raider has another 290 million. Wrinkle in Time has 130 million. Early Man has 50 million. And Vettel has won the Bahrain Grand Prix and leads overall, with Man United leading. As this continues, the next story, in the Shallow River Swamp in North Carolina, there are some very freezing temperatures with alligators too. And the alligators, but the park officials took the alligators days to go back to normal pretty soon. an Australian space launch has now of Zuma and SpaceX's rocket, the Vulcan Heavy, has been launched after a space satellite, and as of the time being, some wildfires have burned more than 284,000 acres. It's still not completely contained. And officials expect that later this month, mudslides and flooding also are expected to happen, with around 17 people killed. Yeah, sorry. Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
I thought you were talking to Julia.
Nothing. Thank goodness. Part 2.